Good morning, everyone. Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is the 13th of September. It is Tuesday, 2022. And just before we get into this video, I wanted to tell you there was something crashing through the woods here this morning. No, it wasn't a deer, because deer don't crash through the woods quite that loud. So it was one of two things. Either we had one of our black bears that we have in the area going through, or Bigfoot was down there going through, because whatever it was loud. I mean, it was, you definitely could tell the difference. I've dealt with a lot of deer already here, but it definitely was not deer. So that was interesting to hear that. All right, I'm going to make a rebuttal video. Prepper Princess made a video. And Prepper Princess was in California. She moved to Arizona, and so she did four topics of things, and so that she was talking about Prepper's lying to you, right? So we're going to go over those four things, and I'm going to give you my take on it. Some of the things she said I agree with, some of the things she said I did not agree with. All right, so the first one we're going to talk about is, let's see, I'm trying to remember the order of which she did that video. Hold on, I'm just thinking real quick, hold on. Alright, we're just going to go ahead, and first thing she was talking about, I believe, was food, okay? And she was talking, and the way she did this video, guys, I have nothing against Prepper Princess. I like Prepper Princess. I actually recommend her as well. So it's not like this, I'm trying to slam her in any way, shape, or form. Let me just say that in the video, she's coming from a different perspective, a different opinion. I'm going to give you my opinion, okay? And that's basically it. Some of the things she said I agreed with. Some of the things she said I did not agree with. So the first thing she was talking about was food. I believe food was first. And so she talked about in this video with food, saying that she said all freeze-dried food is crap. I don't agree with that assessment, and that's okay. I mean, it's, she was, whatever, I don't know what she's had. I know that I've had Augustin Farm, I've had Mountain House, I've had Legacy Freeze-Dried Foods, obviously. So all three of those that I mean, now there's other ones out there that I would not eat, but I know that the ones that I've eaten were decent. I have no issue with that. And what you have to understand is freeze-dried food is meant to be a supplemental food, okay? Period. A supplemental food. That's it. It's not meant to be your mainstay diet forever and ever and ever. Now, I know she was talking about MREs as well. I've had MREs. MREs are not the most nutritious thing to eat in the whole world. I can guarantee you that, okay? But, different companies out there. Some of them are better than others, and that's my take on that. So she was saying stay away from freeze-dried foods, which I don't agree with. Freeze-dried food, along with everything else, should definitely be something that you are using. And what she was saying in her video, and like I said, again, I'm not trying to bash her. She has a right to her opinion. She was just talking about like canned food and rotating that and stuff like that, okay? And so she was talking about relying on hunting and fishing, is other things as far as supplementing your diet. Well, the reality is, folks, and I've talked about this before, hunting and fishing are not going to be available. And you'll be like, well, Ed, there's all kinds of game in the woods and there's all kinds of fish. Well, I'm going to tell you what, you give me any lake or pond or whatever, and all of a sudden, if you now have thousands of people fishing every single day, how long will that be a stocked pond or a stocked river or lake and stuff like that? It won't be, okay? It won't be. You look at, like in New York State, you have the fisheries that raise fish up, put new fish in the spring or in the rivers every year. There's a reason for that, because people fish them out, okay? there will be nothing in the woods because the woods will be hunted dry. All of a sudden, everybody's going to think, I'm going to go in the woods and I'm going to hunt and get my meals. All right, there won't be anything left to hunt. The Great Depression is a great example of that. What we will be, one of the things she did say was gatherers, which I do agree with that, but we will be gatherers and growers in a post-event. So the focus should be on your gardening, getting self-sufficient as you can be. Obviously, if you have the room and are able to do it, get animals, learn how to take care of them, and those type of things as well. So that's my spin on that part. The next thing that she was talking about was, and I'm just going to go because there was like several different things. It was four points, so that was one. The second one she was talking about was solar generators, and she was saying that they're very inefficient if you are trying to run air conditioning. Like I said, again, I know she's in Arizona, so she just recently had a power outage, and she had to make a decision of refrigeration or, air conditioning. And she said the air conditioning did not last long on a solar generator. I agree with that assessment 100%. I think, again, to me, setting up your solar system, because she's in the desert, she should absolutely be having solar, backup batteries, and those type of things. That would be the smarter way to go. Solar generator is not going to be something that's going to run everything that you want to run all day long. Again, another point that I want to make when it comes to prepping is location, location, location. You need to be in an area where, and again, if you are in the desert, you better prioritize what your needs are. And if having enough power to run air conditioning to keep cool, because it gets really hot in the desert, obviously, then that needs to be your priority in working on those aspects. Your location of where you are is going to be really important to how you prep, what you're doing, and those type of things, okay? But solar generators are not the end-all be-all. I agree with that assessment on that, okay? Having regular solar, plenty of batteries, and being able to run air conditioning and refrigeration and all those type of things. You shouldn't have to choose between one or the other. So solar generators are definitely not the answer to all your needs, and they're going to be perfect and you're going to have plenty of power. Not the case, okay? So you'll have some, but you won't have plenty. Backup batteries, a good, decent solar system, that's your answer for that. Her third thing that she was talking about was guns, okay? I definitely disagree 100% on what she was talking about with guns. She was saying that with guns, that, guns don't retain their value, and, and these type of things, and so it's not a good investment, and when you go to sell them, you don't get as much as what you paid for. First of all, with guns, you are not buying them to try to add value to your guns. Guns are a tool like anything else. Like if I buy a shovel, I'm buying a shovel for a purpose. Now, one of the things she did say that I 100% agree with was the fact that she said you can't shoot more than one gun at a time, and if you're having to bug out, what are you going to do? How many guns can you take with you, and how much ammo can you carry? I agree with that assessment 100%, okay? One of the things that she was talking about was, she just got rid of a bunch of guns, and she was saying just have one gun and that's it. I again don't agree with that assessment at all. She was also talking about that if you were, she was talking to a lot of ex-military and talking about being in a firefight in those type of situations, and she was suggesting that people run from that the military people were saying, well, why would you want to be in a firefight? You should run. Well, if you are at your bug out location, folks, and this is your last stand, and this is where all your stuff is, right? Your bug out location, you're not running, unless you're facing thousands, obviously. But, you don't want to be in that firefight. That is not something that you're looking forward to. It's not something that we are hoping for as preppers. She was alluding to people wanting to be in a firefight and those type of things as having mental illness. It's not a matter of wanting to do anything. It's a matter of once you have decided where you're going to be and what you have, you're not going to run off when the first 3 people come up there armed looking to take your stuff. That's not what you want to do, okay? You have to be able to defend what you have. So I've talked about what you should have, all right? And realistically, you should have a rifle. you should have a pistol, you should have a shotgun, and you should have a 22. Those 4 things should be your priorities when it comes to weaponry. 22 you can use for small game. Small game's going to be there in the beginning. Okay, that's a fact. So small game can be or a 22 can be used for small game. A shotgun would be used obviously for deer and those type of things. Also defense if you ended up getting that way. A rifle is so you can reach out and touch someone. You don't want to get into close quarter combat if you can help it. A pistol, and again, having these different things, it's not just for 2-legged predators, it is also for 4-legged predators. You have to be able to defend what's yours. Animals are going to try to get into different things as well. Another thing that there's a couple more things that she was discussing. One was silver and gold. Now, her assessment on this one, to a point I agree with, to a point I do not. She was saying that she had invested in gold. I had done the same thing, and I ended up selling the gold. And what happens is when you buy gold, there's only certain spots you can buy gold from, and you pay spot. So like if I'm buying an ounce of gold, an example, let's say I was paying $1,500 for an ounce of gold. Well, when you buy the gold, I'm paying $1,550 because you're paying 50 cents above spot. Okay, that's how you do it if you're buying it from like a coin store, or any of those type of things. That's just what they do. All right. So, and again, you can't eat gold. It's way more expensive to buy $1,500, let's say, and I know it's like 17 right now, but I'm using 15 as an example. $1,500, you could end up having a lot of silver. She said she has silver that's like, passed down family heirlooms, not worth anything, long term. I disagree with that assessment. I believe you do need to have some silver. Gold, no. Silver, yes. Okay. Silver is going to still be very, very barterable in a post-event. People are still going to want wealth, and that's where silver would come in from. And so that's your junk silver, your dimes, your quarters, your 50-cent pieces, your silver dollars. That's where that comes in. You can get silver bars as well. Silver's cheap. Silver's like $17 an ounce right now. So you don't have to have a tremendous amount of it. So you spend like $400, you got over 20 ounces of silver. It's that simple. Okay. Good thing to have, I believe. Very, very barterable in an SHTF situation. Worst case scenario. The next thing she was talking about, and I wanted to remember this one, was body armor or tactical gear. All right. And so that's where she was talking about the running away. That these military people and her family were like, you should be running away from a fight, not engaging in a fight. I believe you should have some body armor. I believe you should have a bulletproof vest, because in the unforeseen possibility that you are in a firefight, you want to protect your core. You need to protect your core. So, again, and she was again alluding that people that are wanting that have some kind of mental illness. It's not about a mental illness. It's not about I'm Joe Rambo and I think I'm a tough guy. I will tell you this, in a post-event, I will try to avoid a fight as much as I possibly can. That's my take on it. But if somebody is coming to take what is ours, there's going to be a fight. You cannot just let Joe random person come in and take your things. You have worked way too hard to acquire these things, and so allowing somebody to just come in and take them, no, absolutely not. Okay? So she has a different take on things, and that's fine. Again, location is your first strategic thing. The last place I would have moved to, me personally, if I was leaving California, would be Arizona. You have to look at the situation. If you are in a worst case scenario, unless you are prepared properly in the desert of Arizona, and it's you have to prioritize what you have. Now, I don't know what part of Arizona she's in, but she was talking about it was like ridiculously hot, which it can get in Arizona, and I get that. But I would not be, as a prepper, I would not be in Arizona. That's just my take, It's just what I think. If you love Arizona and want to be in Arizona in an SHTF situation, I wish you the best of luck, because your number one priority in Arizona in an SHTF situation is going to be water. And until the monsoon season comes, do you have enough stored up to handle your needs? I'm going to say the majority of people do not. Okay, so I'm looking, like I said, again, location, location, location is everything. I didn't like the fact in her video that she alluded that people that wanted to have tactical gear or wanted to have several weapons had mental illnesses. I think that's a discredit and a disservice. Again, a weapon is nothing but a tool, and that's it. It's a tool like anything else. It serves a purpose, and I think that those purposes are important. I don't agree to having just one, because if you have just one gun, folks, and that gun breaks down, now you have none, right? Simple math. So I don't know who was giving her advice on that, but and again, it's like you're not buying guns to try to sell them later at a higher price. You're buying them, you're having them, you're learning how to be proficient with them to use them in a situation. Now, I did agree with her on the fact that she said, if I have an arsenal of 30 guns, well, I can shoot one at a time. But again, my mindset is always to the fact of, all right, if I got people coming in, maybe they don't have a gun. Maybe that way that some of the other things that I have can be utilized by somebody else, right? That's just kind of where I'm at with that one. All right, so this is a long video. Again, this is not a slam on her, just a different perspective, a different look. And like I said, again, with gold, I agree with her 100%. 100%. Don't agree with her on the silver, but that's okay. Again, different perspective. So, all right, I hope everybody is having a great day. I hope you all are safe. Remember, folks, we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. As soon as we can figure that one out, we will be in much, much better shape. Also, remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really, really important to tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. I hope you all have a great day. Again, remember, last but not least, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one stopping you is you. That's it. Nobody else. Stay positive, stay away from the negativity, and you're going to be just fine. All right, folks, I'll talk to you later. Prepper Nurse 1.